Isaiah. Even if I was a prophet, and I often said things that actually happened, my lips were not clean at all, and I lived among a people of unclean lips. But that was only until my eyes saw the King, the Lord Almighty. Above him were seraphs, heavenly creatures, one of whom touched my lips with a hot coal and cleansed me. He cleansed my lips. And then my guilt was taken away and my sin atoned for. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who shall go for us?" And I said, "Here I am. Send me, Lord, send me." And he said, "Go and tell these people, be ever hearing, but never understanding. Be ever seeing, but never perceiving." But I was scared that I would not have the right words to say to God's people. So he reached out and put his spirit on me and his words in my mouth. God said that his words will not depart from my mouth, or from the mouths of my children, or from their descendants from that time and forever. God also said that my sons will be taught by him, and great will be my children's peace. God, my righteousness, also said that in righteousness I, Isaiah, will be established, and that tyranny will be far from me. I will have nothing to fear, and terror will be far removed. It will not come near me, and that if anyone attacks me, it will not be of his doing, and that whoever attacks me will surrender to me. Listen, God, my Creator, also promised that no weapon formed against me will prevail, and that I will refute every tongue that accuses me. This, he said, is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, of which I'm one, and this is their vindication from him. Even as he promised me all these things, he promised them to you as well. You see, the Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, and to comfort all who mourn. But who has believed our message? To whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he grew up before him like a tender shoot, like a shoot out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. In fact, there was nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. Oh, he was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and familiar with suffering. Like one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised. We esteemed him not. Surely he took our sicknesses and carried our sorrows. Yet we considered him stricken by God, smitten by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. You know, we all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is silent, so he opened not his mouth. But for Zion's sake, I will not keep silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not remain quiet, till her righteousness shines out like the dawn, her salvation like a blazing torch. The nations will see your righteousness, and all kings your glory. You will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. You will be a crown of splendor in the Lord's hand, a royal diadem in the hand of your God. No longer will they call you deserted or your name desolate, but you will be called Hephzibah, and your land Beulah. For the Lord will delight in you, and your land will be married. As a young man marries a maiden, so will your sons marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you. I have posted watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem. They will never be silent, day or night. You who call on the Lord, give yourselves no rest and give him no rest, till he establishes Jerusalem and makes her the praise of the earth. Arise, O Zion, arise, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the people. But the Lord, the God who dwells in Zion, rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. Nations will come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. Come, lift up your eyes and look about you. All assemble and come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are carried on the arm. Then you will look and be radiant. Your heart will throb and swell with joy. The wealth on the seas will be brought to you. To you, the riches of the nations will come. And your son, Zion, your sun will never set again, and your moon will wane no more. The Lord will be your everlasting light, and your days, Zion, your days of sorrow will end. Spoken by the prophet Isaiah.